Hello everyone and welcome to the Bench Overtime. My name is Ingram and today I'm joined by UT Martin Beach Volleyball Head Coach Jaclynn Wilson. Coach, thanks for taking the time to come on today.
Thanks for having me, Dylan.
So before we dive into any of the specifics of the season or anything like that, could you just take a second and touch on your career path and how you got to this point?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, my background's definitely mainly indoor. I was a player in college, and then I went and played in a little professional league for a little bit and fell into coaching. I had mentioned earlier, I actually wanted to get into sports broadcast when I was in my undergrad, but you know, found a passion for volleyball on the coaching side, and it led me here to UT Martin. I was in Columbus at Columbus State before I joined UT Martin as a head coach indoor. While indoor, they asked me if I would be interested in starting a beach program, which I definitely had sights on doing that. I wanted to develop the indoor program a little bit more before we jumped into that, but we did it anyways, and it's been a great addition and a great supplement to our indoor program.
So you mentioned starting the beach volleyball program. 2016, 2017, that was the first year that program debuted, and you had a huge part in bringing that to UT Martin. So what was that process like? How did that end up getting started, and how much work did that entail?
I'll be honest, the first year was a little rocky. You know, I was kind of told during preseason that we were starting beach, and it was happening that spring, and my indoor team would be my beach team. Now, obviously, I had to get the girls on the indoor team that were willing to play beach, and it was interesting. We didn't have enough girls for a full team, but it was our inaugural season, and we trained on a little court over by housing. And I don't know if you've seen that court, but yeah. It's not quite up to regulation. So it's been a big process. Exciting, loved being a part of starting the program, building our facility. We've got a beautiful 3-court facility now over on some old tennis courts next to the tennis courts, which already had lights available there. And, you know, just seeing that kind of come to fruition has been a lot of fun, a lot of work, but we're very proud of it.
So this season, your team has had 3 players on the OVC preseason top 10. What can you say about what those players bring to the program?
You know, if it were up to me, there'd be probably 5 or 6, you know, up there, but I think only 10 were preseason, so you can only get so many slots. But we did, Karen Scanlon is a returning senior for us, and she's a phenomenal indoor and beach player. She's a captain, very strong mental game on both sides, and we're excited to have her. She's actually going to return for indoor for us for her COVID year as well. She's going to have a new pair this year, so she's paired up with Dylan Mott, and this is Dylan's first year. We redshirted her last year because of the shortened COVID season, but we're really excited about their pair. We're going to start them in the 2s. But I could see them bumping up to the 1s at some point. Logan Wallach, her and Haley Paulino, who are both recognized, are a pair. They went undefeated all season last year, not dropping one duel, and until the conference championship. That was the only time they lost, and they're just a very, very solid partnership. So we're excited for the return, and they will be back together. Starting out in that 3s again for us, but we're, you know, I could kind of go on and on about each individual on the team. We're very excited. We've returned everybody and added some great additions.
So you touched on it just a second ago, but last spring in the beach volleyball OVC tournament, your team fell just short in that championship match. What are some things that you're looking to improve upon this season?
Absolutely. I think we really bring back the experience, you know, like I mentioned, we're bringing back everybody. We had a couple girls that did not compete last year because of the shortened season. We didn't want to use the year eligibility. We added to the roster. We brought in a beach-only player from California who's, you know, a great addition to the program. So I think we're bringing back a lot more strength than we did last year. The experience of being in that championship match, we've now been there, and we want to win it this year. But we've been preparing really hard. We know what we want, and we know it's not just going to happen because every team's going to improve this year.
So we've talked about both programs, indoor volleyball and beach volleyball, and you're the head coach of both of those. So they're obviously 2 separate programs, but talk about how they're kind of interconnected.
For sure. You know, I'd mentioned beach definitely is a great supplement for indoor. I think getting the opportunity to play both indoor and beach has been a great recruiting tool for us. Some girls who could go a little bigger Division I don't have that opportunity. So, it's maybe a little more appealing to come here and get the opportunity to play both. Our freshmen, regardless if they're on the beach roster or not, they train in the sand. Actually, all our indoor players do train in the sand for speed, jumping. We'd use it during two-a-days in the preseason of the fall to just be a little easier on the knees and the shoulders when we're in those two-a-days. We'll go out there in the morning and come inside. But it's been a great tool. We see a lot of mental toughness developed in the sand. You've got 2 people on the court at all times, no subs, and there's not a lot of coaching. We're not allowed to talk to the players while they're playing. There's very specific times we're allowed to communicate. So it develops a lot of mental toughness. On their worst days, there's nobody going to come in and get the job done for them, so they've got to find a way to work through it and work through it with a partner, which has developed a lot of mental toughness, and we see that transition to the indoor game.
So you're about to start this season. When you're in season, what does a typical weekly schedule look like?
In beach?
Yeah, in beach.
Okay, so this is our first year that we've had some indoor-only players and some beach-only players. So it's been a little bit more of a juggle. We have 8 hours a week with our indoor-only players. So we've got small groups throughout the week, usually about an hour to an hour and a half slots. We'll work with the middles and setters and our ball control team, and we work that in throughout the week. They have strength and conditioning 3 to 4 times a week. We do a sand conditioning, and then our beach team, we practice every day throughout the week, some weekends, just kind of depending on the weather. That's been a big adjustment for me, being a climate-controlled indoor coach and now having to learn to juggle the weather a little bit. So we practice that we have 20 hours a week with our beach kids. We utilize all those 20 hours some weeks. Some, we back off a little if we need to maintain the bodies.
So a big part of building a competitive program is recruiting. Walk me through your process of recruiting. How do you find players, and what are some specific things that you're looking for?
I think to tie in our indoor and our beach, why we found success in the beach, because most of the girls on that beach team have never played beach prior to coming here. So it's kind of training them from scratch. But we just have a really great group of athletes, and I think that's just the type of player we like to recruit. We don't recruit necessarily based on size. Obviously, you can't coach size. Size is nice, but we'd rather a 5'10", really athletic, well-rounded athlete, a lot of times multi-sport athletes versus a 6'4" girl who's volleyball only, who maybe isn't as versatile. So I think, that's kind of what we attack when we recruit. We're looking for really great athletes that we can kind of train and mold into what we put out on the court.
So personally, from your time here as coach at UT Martin, what is something that you would say you're most proud of?
Oh, goodness. I think just the development, both indoor and beach. I think starting beach from the ground up has been something I never expected to do, and I'm very proud of what we've done there. Indoor, is still our baby in our main focus, and I think we've really, really focused on building a culture and doing it the right way. And it's taken a little more time than any coach wants. You want to win championships, but I think we're doing it the right way. We've got an awesome group of girls here on campus. We're really proud of the individuals we've brought in, and they're very talented. We finished 4th in the conference indoor this year, lost in the championship in beach last year. I know indoor, that's better than it's been in 20 plus years. And now we're ready and we're hungry for a championship for both. So we're hoping this spring and fall we can capitalize there. But we're just proud of the development, but mainly the personnel we have. We're really proud of the people and how they represent UTM volleyball.
What's the best way for fans and students to keep up with both of the UT Martin volleyball programs and to support the players?
Get a schedule and come out. I think even if you don't know volleyball or understand volleyball, we've brought in a lot of the community who's not super knowledgeable in the sport, and it's so fast and thrilling that it's fun to watch, even if you don't totally know what's going on. So we're really trying to grow our fan base, and I think the better you get, the more people want to come watch. But we would love to encourage people to get out and watch us play both indoor and beach. Beach atmosphere, you know, there's music, it's laid back, and but it's a lot going on and fast and fun to watch.
Well, Coach, thanks again for taking the time to come on, and good luck this season.
I appreciate it.
And thank you for tuning in. This has been The Bench Overtime, and make sure to stay tuned for future episodes.